Going live. Alright, we live.
See you on the phone?
Hotep family. This is Sesh Medew Netcher, loyal scribes of divine words on our Divine Words Wednesday. I'm going to say Hotep Abbott, which is Hotep family, Shem Hotep. Welcome in peace. Tonight we have our panel ready to break down some Stella for you, a nice little Stella that we found. Yes, I know we have a couple people joining us in on the Google Hangout and a couple people joining us in possibly by phone, and some possible guests may pop in. But for right now, I do want to introduce the panel. I'll begin with myself, Antoine Germain, also known as Hershel from Google+. And who else do we have joining us tonight for our Divine Words Wednesday?
EETM Hotep. This is Damo, go by Damian Everly. Welcome everybody. Come to the show. Doing what we do on Wednesdays, transliterating, translating. Welcome.
Hotep. Am I clear?
Crystal clear.
Okay, all right. Yeah, Hotep. This is Tonika, and yeah, we just want to welcome you to Divine Words Wednesday. Welcome.
ETM Hotep. Dual. I just want to say welcome. And again, I reiterate ETM Hotep. That means welcome and peace.
ETM Hotep, everybody. This is June. Welcome in peace. Hope y'all enjoy the show. Thanks for all the support. Hotep.
All right, appreciate it. We're going to go right into it, family. As usual, if you don't know by now, we are Seshew Medew Netcher is a membership of like-minded individuals with aspirations of being true, loyal scribes of divine words. We embrace the importance of learning the language of Kemet as a means to enter the world of Ancient Kemet and have a meeting of the minds with illustrious civilization, society, culture, and people responsible for contributing so much to the world, whether realized or not. And so that's definitely one of the reasons why we go into studying the language, is to connect with this illustrious civilization known as Ancient Kemet, the rematch people. Our purpose is to give examples of how the hieroglyph scripts is translated. So in doing this, we try to address a few issues. Number one, that the Sesh has been deciphered, for those that may question it. Also, the method, and that's very important. We notice a lot of things that individuals, look at when they observe people, but one thing that when they observe us is they know that our methods, our transliterations, and our translations are undeniable, are concrete. Let's see. We also want to demonstrate that time, discipline, and patience, anyone can do it. We have several students and individuals in classes who are impressing us on a daily basis with their ability to translate. And hopefully some of those members will be joining us soon on the panel. As we discussed last week, one thing we want to do is acknowledge, since we're not in person to pour libations or to offer ashe, we want to do what is known as a Hotep Dini Suit. And this is a offering that we give. And so today we have selected an individual to do a Hotep Dini Suit too. All right. Hotep Dini Suit Wasar Neb Dua-Netter Neb Adu Djerety Naket Ka Apet Sesh Medew Nefret webt Mt-Netr Amun Ka in. This is where we have Marcus justified. So what we are, this is written in what is known as transliteration. And what I tried to speak to you was called Egyptology Speak. And this translated as, an offering the king gives with Sar, Lord of Duji, great deity, Lord of Abydos, that he may give a voice offering of bread, beer, meat, fowl, linen, alabaster, and all good and all pure things on which the deity lives to the Ka of the revered one. This is Marcus justified. And so this is to honor and show respects to Marcus Garvey. And as we stated previously, we'll be doing the Hotep Dinu suit at the beginning of our shows to show honor. Like I said, it's our form of pouring libations or doing the ashe. We also left parentheses or colons. We left colons at the top, as you can see where the arrow is pointing to. That way, if it's a name you'd like to fill in to pour libations to or to show Hotep Dinu to, you can also fill in that person or individual's name. All right. So one thing we do is we always want to make sure that we focus on the method. And prior to going into the method, I definitely want to state that one thing we try to do is stay on a positive tip and make sure we all display good character. We've already did previously numerous shows on character and having good character, so there's no need for us to go back into that dialogue. We just highly encourage individuals to go back and to watch those shows, Ptah Hotep and Amenhotep and so forth, where you can actually pick up some jewels on how to conduct yourself. And there's several reasons on why we try to avoid stay out of negativity. And I didn't want to kind of hog the floor or anything, but definitely want to see if some of the Masin or Sinet want to speak on kind of the major reasons on why it's important to stick to methodology when doing research, number one, and number two, speak on why it's important to avoid negativity. In fact, how that kind of affects you being involved in negativity. Does anyone have anything to share on that subject?
Yeah, I don't know if you hear me because my network be acting up.
You good?
Okay, yeah, so I just wanted to ask first thing, just I don't know if you can open the chat because we definitely appreciate our viewers and whatnot, and we also like the input as well. So I don't know because I know the chat is not showing. So I don't know if you can do that just so we can have a little more participation.
Okay, yeah, we'll definitely want to open the chat up because I have some questions for the audience. And is it showing up on YouTube? Is it showing?
Yeah, it's showing up on YouTube, but we can definitely put the chat and take the avatars down and all that, and it will be cool to go. But yeah,
Okay.
Great. Yeah, so I'll leave. I'll let the brothers go in first.
Well, I was gonna say, if you haven't seen them, we've done a few videos where we ran through.
Yeah, it's showing up on YouTube, but we can definitely put the chat.
My bad. Where we broke down Ptah Hotep and went through the importance of good character. So check those out if you haven't. And that's real important. Also, just going through we call it the scholarship or conscious community. We need to be as accurate as we can, and that's done with rigorous research, proper methodology to get down to as accurate as information as you can. Don't go by the first information you come across, cross-reference it, research it, and those were the two things that I would add to that question.
I don't have but a few things to say. Far as the negativity go, if you think the people that logged in, listening to those that are gonna go back later on the archives and look and see if we're gonna be spilling ISFAT on this platform. You're sadly mistaken. This is it is gonna be going on this platform. Also, we try to stay away from negativity. We try not to intake any type of garbage, any type of negative energy into our subconscious where the garbage overpowers us. So we try to stay away from the negative. negativity. So again, if you're looking for those types of shows, we'll be gladly to direct you to those type of shows that are very controversial, that is deep rooted into isfat and slandering other individuals.
Do
Yeah, do well for that one, though. You said it. But yeah, I mean, um, regarding good character and whatnot, I mean, we don't have to say much. We the Seshew, I mean, it's like you just we don't have to say we have good character. It's not something you say. It's not, it's something that you do. So you can, look at our track record. We have all we want to do is walk through the meta-netcher with those people who are interested in culture of Kemet, as we always put it. So that's our focus, and the good character, that's something that we work on, and that's something we like to display. We don't talk about it, but we like to display. And yeah, I mean, like Sen Coffee said, I mean, if you're looking for some some of that ISPED around here, you're not gonna find it. So we try our best to display the good character, whether we are here, whether it's on our Facebook pages, anywhere, whether it's on our on our blogs or wherever it is. It's something that we are learning. And with, as as a team, that's something that we help each other with. We don't want any one of us falling. So it's a good thing. I mean, I'm definitely grateful for the brothers in here for like helping me a lot with that as well. And we help each other. We don't want any one of us falling off. So yeah, it's all about good character. It's about methodology. It's about scholarship. That's what we are. Seshew mdw-nTr.
Ikra. I appreciate everyone adding their input as it relates to negativity, and definitely want to reiterate, there's a time and place for everything, and we try to, maintain a professional atmosphere and also an atmosphere of scholarship. So this is not the time or place for that negativity. Also, on the fact that us stating that teams, teams win. I can definitely also reiterate the fact that I'm glad to be a part of a team that if I have something to that I've learned or read about Ra, and then my brother has something he can share with me. My sister has something she can share with me, and so we build on each other's information, and we're able to cross-reference and tell each other this is wrong, this is inaccurate, or you might want to go, check that out, and not feel that someone is trying to beat up on us, but more or less trying to help us and elevate us. So, with that being said, I want to go into our picture for tonight. It's our Stella. Um, This is the first picture of it. I actually have another picture where we zoomed in a little bit more. Didn't want to distort it too much, but nice looking piece. There's actually several things that I noticed on here as far as the Behedet and also the solar boat and the Waset. So on this hand, I always like to look at the see what things I noticed also in the picture that goes along with the Medew Netter. Did anyone else have anything they want to add or notice? All right. So here goes the other picture where we're looking a little bit closer. Now, for tonight, we want to try something. I'm not sure if we have any individuals in the chat or we're able to pull the chat up. But one thing we were interested in is see if individuals in the chat or individual students knew particular Gartner codes, if they could identify Gartner codes. And also, with that being said, if they could identify particular entries in Vigus. So we're kind of asking for your assistance tonight as we go through this glyph. Would anyone tell us if they put this glyph up, which direction they would read from, and kind of how they determine which direction to read from?
Yeah, I was just gonna say real quick, if the chat is not showing while we work on it, you guys can, whoever wants to participate from the chat or who's watching from the viewers, you can actually you can do that from our Facebook page. You already know our Facebook page, so you can do that if you have until we figure out how to put up the chat.
Yeah, because I don't think we're gonna be able to fix it unless we go get back out of it. Because I think it's something that had to be done before we go live. So I don't think you're gonna be able to fix it while um, we already live.
All right. Okay. Then definitely we can do that through the chat. So just go
That's
through the
cool. Yeah.
Facebook page.
If somebody wants to monitor that or kind of put it up on their screen, we can monitor the chat via Facebook. And anyone listening in, definitely can go to our Facebook. We'll start up a little section where we kind of discuss tonight's show. I need someone to help me out as far as which direction am I reading from.
Um, I'll do it. Uh, I'm going to be reading from right to left horizontal. And the reason why I know we're going to be reading right to left is because of the way the images are facing toward the right. The man with his arms up, uh, the bird with the sun disk over his head. The other bird is facing toward the right, and the leg is facing toward the right. Oh, well, I'm at the bottom. I'm not even up there with bark yet, but I can go up there toward the top though.
I know you're fine. I'm just trying to make sure I got my cursor and I'm helping the audience out. I realized you were talking, pointing stuff out, and I wasn't following along with you. So you right. You said the leg right here, and these two birds right here.
And the man with his hands up in the air.
Okay, definitely. I always try to reiterate. You want to talk to them to the face. You don't want to talk to someone's back. So whichever direction they're facing, or the man or the bird, you want to make sure that you're talking to them. And that kind of tells you which direction to read. Um, Looks like we have a column here, uh, a second column here.
Right, and those are also read from right to left, but they read from right to left vertical.
Okay. And then we have our 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 rows here. All right, so that's the first thing you would do as far as the methodology is to make sure that you identify which direction you're reading from. Now, our second step will be to go through and identify the different glyphs that we recognize and also match them up with the Gardner codes. And so as we match them up with the Gardner code, we know that each glyph can have up to three different possible usage with that particular glyph. So um, I'm not sure if the Facebook chat is up or not, but I want to go ahead and just kind of go into the glyphs a little bit and see if there's any glyphs that stand out that are easy to identify. If you know the Gardner code by heart, you can share that. If not, if you know what the glyph is, you can share that. And I'm just thinking we probably just do like maybe any that we recognize in the first two columns and maybe in the first couple of rows. So does anyone have any glyphs in the first column that they recognize, either by Gardner code or just by the name or sound?
Yep.
Go ahead and help us out, June.
All right. So yeah, step 2, identifying. This is the data collection stage where you're trying to get all the information you can on the glyph. We used a sign list to help us out with that. So reading right to the left, all the way at the top, the first sign we have is the Gardner code M17. It's the read leaf. Then after that we have the and the first one is going to give us the transliteration of I. And then the second one we have the I call it the min board. It's a biliteral that gives us the transliteration of M-N. That's Gardner code Y5. Under that we have the N35, which is the water ripple. Gives us the phonetic value of an N. And then we go over, that's the horse, Ra. let's see. It's going to give us the transliteration of RA. A Gardner code on that is G9. And then behind them, we usually see that it's the two strips. That's going to give us the transliteration capital A X T I akhet. Okay. Under that, we have what's Gardner code R8. It's going to give us the transliteration N capital T R. Behind that, we have a column. The transliteration on that is A capital A. To the left of that, we have papyrus roll. And then we find that in the Gardner sign list as Y1 has functioning as a determinative. Under that, we have a basket with no handle, which is a V30. Will give us the transliteration of NB for neb. Under that, we have the monoliteral, gives us the phonetic value of P, and the Gardner code on that, I think, is Q3. To the left of that, we have raised bread loaf. This Gardner code X1, and that gives us the phonetic value of T. And then underneath that, we have the sky. I can't find a description, but that's going to give us the phonetic value, or well, actually, that's it would be PT. Just, that's Gardner code N1. Has a few different functionings. So basically, we'll go through and grab all the information we can from the sign list on each of these signs, going in the order that they're to be read.
Yeah, that was excellent, man. I appreciate you breaking that down for us. So as you stated, we would go through and there's column 1, and over here we definitely go through this. We will see, basket again, crook, then row 1, star, man. There goes this ra-Hr-Axty again, as we see it up here. So we do see some signs repeating. The foot. So you just pretty much go through each sign and grab the information for each sign, as you stated. You'll see some crowns down here.
Usually getting to this stage of transliterating and translating something, there's some prerequisites or some information that you would already had to learn. One of the most important things is memorizing the monoliterals, and that will help you a lot in most of the steps, especially step 2 where you're gathering information.
Right. Yep. So definitely the monoliteraries. After that, you want to go to the biliteraries. And what I was thinking about as a group, man, a challenging group, we should have a biliterary contest one of these days. Just something to throw out to the group, to the crews, to see if that's something y'all be interested in amongst us. So
let's do it.
Yeah, I'm thinking that'd be something fun to do. Set a date, November or something like that, and then just have a little contest between us to see who knows about literals. All right. Definitely promote friendly competition. That's how we stay on our A game.
Was it 120 of them?
Yeah, it's well, yeah, yep. Then yep. And so, I mean, it's to stay on our A game. And then for me, since I've been gone, I feel like, man, I done lost some of my literals, so I need to get back into it. So I think that'll kind of motivate me as well. Um, let's see. So that would be step 2, is to go through and get the information as far as each glyph, and then from there we move on over to step 3, and this is where you want to pull out our dictionaries and begin to piece together different words and to form statements, or to form phrases that we're able to possibly come to a clear translation of. And so with step 3, we get together in group signs. One thing to help us to group signs is determinatives. And so as you become more familiar with the determinatives, it kind of helps out in sectioning off certain words. As we go through this, Stella, since we don't have our JSesh up with the Gardner codes or our Vigus, would anyone like to point out any words or phrases that they recognize? Like this first one I see is Amun, and I know Ra-Horakhty. So I know that this first 3 will be in the dictionary, and I know that this Ra-Horakhty will be in the dictionary. Then the next word, it says mnTr, or mnTr and the determinative behind it, and so that will let me know that this phrase may be available. So as we go through the columns, column 1 or column 2, if there's any phrases or words that you may recognize, I guess we'll start with column 1 and see if there's any phrases or words that we will recognize or look up. Like I said, I will look up Amun Ra-Horakhty, mnTr, and the basket, neb, and we can look that up. And then PT, sky, we can look that up. Anything from column 2 that stands out? I think is this a determinative? This last, I think that might be determinative.
No, I think that's Waset.
Okay, so
Waset.
Waset.
Yes.
Iabett. Heqa.
Hetep.
Heqa Waset.
Hetep, heqa, Waset. All right, so we know that basket's gonna be found in the dictionary by itself, and I know heqa. Yep, so heqa will be found by itself too. The next line we will see the star and the man. Anyone recognize any phrases that people can find in Vigus from the first row?
Oh, that's dua.
Yep.
So we said,
First
I know
one.
we had
The first 2 lines go together: the star and the man with his hands raised.
all right, excellent. Do anything else in row 1 before I go to row 2? Anything in row 2? Maybe 1.
I just want to say, in this step, one of the things that's going to help you group these words is determinatives. So yeah, the first word with the star and then the man after it. Usually the men or women like that, or will be a determinative. So the first 2 signs in that column would be one word, dua. In the next 3 columns, bird with the sun disk on his head, and then the 2 strips behind them, ra-Hr-Axty. That will be a group right there. The next grouping would be the next 3 signs. The placenta, we have the horn viper, and the bread loaf. So, and also you can keep in mind that they kind of wrote in a like a grid. What is it? What do you call it? The grid, like a grid formula.
The quadrant.
Yeah, when you keeping the quadrant.
Quadrants. Yeah, so they
Together with
wrote.
that.
Yeah, they wrote in quadrants, so you can keep that in mind. It might help you grouping out the words.
Definitely good advice. Yeah, like you said, the man, and also I remember the netters also helped me out with determinatives as well, and helping me break down different words. It was that Amun again. So, so from that stage, we were able to come up with a transliteration by breaking the words into different groups. We come up with our transliteration for column 1, 2, and then rows 1 through 5. So there goes the transliteration that we're able to come up with from going through and breaking words into different groups and look them up and bias and determine if we're using it, how we're using it. Does anyone want to share the transliteration with the audience?
Yeah, you mean read it? Oh,
Yes,
you want to
yes.
butcher it? Okay,
Yeah,
read the whole thing.
yeah. It's your turn to butcher. It's not your turn to butcher. I've already played chef.
Okay,
What
you
you
already
talking about?
butchered the first one.
Translation?
Yeah, yeah. I play
The
chef tonight.
transliteration.
Transliteration. The
That,
Egyptologist speaks.
yeah, that's another thing we should bring up too.
Yeah, remind them about how the translations are more exact. Yeah, tell them.
Hmm Yeah, the the way that we're saying it, the pronunciation is just a convention that we're using. Uh, we understand that it might it probably isn't historically accurate pronunciation wise, but it's just a convention that we use and earlier Egyptologists have implemented where they just usually add in e between the consonant and but when it comes to transliteration, there's like a science behind it because we're using a method and I guess there's two different types of transliteration systems: the Germans and then the one we use, what you see on the screen. So when people do the transliteration, it should match up. But as far as the translations, you might have a little bit of differences in translations, which is all right as long as it keeps in the same context. Um, but man, brothers, add on to that. I just that would have been a good time to bring that up because I know we all butcher up these pronunciations, but it's ongoing work on getting down to the historical accuracy of it.
Yeah. What basically what you I guess what you're trying to say for is it's a little bit different when you translate it. Like you may have the word uh mnTr, and some may translate it as great God, some may translate it as great divinity, some may translate it as great netcher. Just leave it at netcher. Another one you may have uh, nebet, uh, and nebet may be I may use the word mistress, and another person may use the word what is it, lady is another translation of
Yep.
the word. So
Mm.
long as it's in the same context, but the words may be a little bit different. So I think that's what you was trying to say,
Yeah,
Andrew.
Yep. Do I sin?
yeah. I know that you just to add on to that, you were saying as far as with the language, we're definitely going back and connecting it with indigenous African languages and seeing, how to get the pronunciation as accurate as possible. We know, going forward, just words like Hotep or words like may eventually be changed to reflect closer to the African connection with the linguistic aspect of it. And so that's ongoing work being done currently. All right.
That
With
is
that,
true. Oh, I'm sorry. I just wanted to add on to that saying, uh, And the term that we use when we talk about that is the comparative method in the linguistic reconstruction. When we talk about that, now the Egyptology speaks, like June said, it's more of a convention thing everybody's using right now, but it's not. So this comparative method in linguistic reconstruction is what we're trying to do to bring it back to recover the linguistic history of the language, basically of any language. But that's something that we're working for, and it's a project, like you say, that's ongoing right now. So that's something that we're building on. All right, sorry about that. Come on, go ahead, man.
Oh no, you good. I definitely appreciate you adding that and connecting it back to scholarship like we always should do. Um, so, Sinet, you gonna go ahead and knock it out for us real quick?
All right, okay, I'll do that. So yeah, this is the transliteration, and pardon my butchering. So it's Amun Ra-Horakhty, Netcher A, Nepet, Nebnebet, Nebpet, heqa, Waset, Dua, Ra-Hr-Axty, khefet, weben-ef, akhet, iabetet, netpet in hem-netcher, tepy and Montu, neb Waset, hem-netcher, tepy and Montu, neb Djerty, imn-wAH-sw, maa-kheru, hetep.
Excellent. So that's what we came up with for column 1, column 2, and also all 5 rows. I'll go back to the screen. You can see the Amun Ra-Horakhty, Netcher, Nepet. So you can kind of see those in the first column and so forth. For those people who are studying and going back and comparing. So after we do a transliteration, our last step is to come up with a translation. And as they stated, we want to make sure that the overall message, our translation should be exact. Where it's a capital A, we should all have a capital A. Where it's a HQ, a capital H in the Q, we should also have a capital H in the Q. So that's one thing you have to be mindful of when you present this information, is that you're making sure that if it's, like I said, lowercase h or capital H or X or what have you, that you present that accurately, because that could all determine the content and also the meaning of the word. And so then after we do our transliteration, we do our translation. In our translation, as Kofi stated, we may have mistress or lady, or we may have lord or possessor, different terms like that, where we differ on, but we still want the same context or the same meaning. Based on our transliteration, this is the translation we came up with. For column 1, column 2, and also all 5 rows, we took our transliteration and we're able to make it into a translation. And it states in column 1, Amun Ra-Horakhty, the great God, Lord of heaven, ruler of Waset. Praise to Ra-Horakhty when he rises. In the eastern horizon of the sky, so say, the high priest of Montu, Lord of Waset, the high priest of Montu, Lord of Drty. Amenwahsu, true of voice and peace. Based on what the Sinet read, this was our transliteration. Our transliteration came from observing this Stella and breaking down each glyph. So did anyone have any thing else to add to that, or any comments to make?
Is there anything, just asking some people on the panel, is there any words on the translation you guys might swap out? Like Lord of Heavens, would any of y'all swap that out with like Lord of the Skies, or is any other words y'all would swap out in there? Y'all see?
I'm with Kofi on that. Great God. I'll probably go with great divinity or great nectar. And there's the Lord of the sky. I might go with possessor of the heavens or possessor of heaven.
Also in row 5, for true of voice, we can also use vindicated.
Justified.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yep.
So that excellent job with that Stella, the transliteration, and also the translation. I definitely see where you guys took some time to make sure that this was accurate as possible. Now, with that being said, as we close out our show and begin to wrap things up, we'll still be too bad we don't have our chat up, because we definitely would invite some people in for some discussion tonight. Unfortunately, we weren't able to get our chat up. Like I said, you guys are always more welcome to go back and add your comments to the show and ask any questions. Easy to get in touch with. We ain't hard to find. Sesh Medew Netcher group is located
Yeah.
on Facebook.
Yeah. Put a link down there on the YouTube
Okay,
page.
yeah,
So
definitely. Yeah, all of our information is linked on YouTube. We're also going to add the transliterations and the translation. That way, students and also those interested in the language can go back and look over our information as far as our methodology. Now, if you do have any questions or if we did something that's inaccurate, you can definitely get in contact with us and we can address that. One thing I did want to state before we head out, like, one thing I want to do is oath to the ancestors, which is done at the conclusion. So we did our Hotep Dinusu at the beginning, and then oath to the ancestors at the end. And this is taken from Hr-Axty as presented to us. Now I'll read that real quick, and then we'll end our show. It's called Oath to the Ancestors, and basically it's, O ancestors, blacker than the skies of Nut at midnight, pyramid builders and great ancient priests, warriors and mystic scientists, give us inspiration to fight 1,000 lions. Give us the enlightenment to unravel the mysteries of the universe. Give us the suchness to travel through the crackling swamps of disharmony. O ancestors, praise be your African name, Amun Ra-Hotep. And so that's answers that kind of basically, as we stated earlier, things like that kind of help you deal with its fat. The opposite of ma'at kind of help you struggle because dealing with the language and also day to day lives and tribulations, you're gonna run into different circumstances. And so hopefully, dealing with the language and understanding that one thing is mdw-nTr. So we know mdw-nTr is divine words, but mdw-nTr, we want to have good speech as well and good
Eloquent.
character.
Right.
Yes, eloquent. We want to be eloquent scribes, and so different oaths and making sure we always pay homage to our ancestors and recognizing those who came before us kind of help us lay the foundation as we walk in ma'at. Did anyone else have anything else they want to add tonight?
yeah, Brother Sean was asking if we can send him the link to the Hangout. I don't know if anybody wanted to join the Hangout, if they had questions or whatnot that they felt they could be asking in the chat or stuff like that. But yeah, that's a question anyway.
Okay. Yeah, we'll definitely go ahead and get that sent out. As far as the individuals who are interested, they can hit us up on Facebook, and then the individuals who are in the group this evening who would like to stay on the chat, we can definitely continue our show and stay on the chat. All right. So with that being said, I want to say where I'm located at will be Grenefer to the family, and also Hotep as we conclude our show this evening.